abuelitas are made to feel invisible, like they are no longer relevant, when the truth is that these women are beautiful, loving, con tanta experiencia y tanto amor que dar, and they are full of wisdom. This podcast was created to change that. Here, we treat abuelitas as our heroes. We honor their stories, their hearts, and their voices. This is Entre Abuelitas, and I am your host, Liliana Montenegro. Thank you for listening. As always, here we go. We'll jump right into Lily Talk. And what is Lily going to talk about these first 5 minutes of the show? I want to show a little gratitude. You know, since this show started, and it's only been 8 shows, now we're doing one every week, and I hope that all of you are listening in and sharing on Abuelita's stories. But the women who have already been on the show, like Odessa Feaster and Pat Lopez and Jackie Avila, my co-grandparent, and we had Nancy Sandoval, Julia Vera, April Moya Hubbard, and of course, Nina White. And I have to tell you, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for Entre Abuelitas. And not only that, I am grateful to the many women who have approached me. They just come up to me either by word of mouth, or if they see me and I'm talking about the podcast, they go, well, I am an abuelita. And you know why they say that? Because they want to share their stories with you. And you know why they want to share their stories with you? Because you are not asking enough questions. I mean, tell me honestly, come on, in confidence, just you and me. When was the last time you called your abuelita if you have one? If you don't, when was the last time you adopted one or you told stories about her to someone else? If you need an abuelita, I mean, I'm here for you. So I challenge all of you, Entre Abuelitas challenges you this week to go on and call your abuelita, sit down, talk to her. Don't do it just at dinner time, though it is pretty delicious and I wish you'd invite me. But no, don't just do it at that time. Have them enjoy some time with you. And because the most important thing between abuelitas and the younger generations, all you Gen Zs, millennials, the good thing about it is not only that you can communicate with them and learn all their stories, but you can have a friend, a really good friend. I personally love being my 18-year-old grandson's grandmother and friend. I get to know a lot of little things, and I get to learn a lot. And that's what this program today is all about. Friendship. Now, I have to be very honest with you. In life, you will have many, many friends. You will have really good friends. You will have best friends that you think, oh my God, this is amazing. Well, even those friends someday might leave you. They will move on with their own path. And you know what? You know how you look at that? As a gift. They served the time, the purpose, the moment. They were there for you. You had great times. And all you can do is say thank you. Thank you for the gift of your friendship. And that is exactly what I want to say, since this is a friendship show, to everyone that I've ever met who is listening or will tell someone that knows me. Thank you for your love, for your friendship. But I have to tell you one thing. On the other side of the coin, there is something called a forever friend. And let me tell you a little story on that. When I came to this country, I was a very young girl, went into 6th grade. I was bullied. There was a lot of fear on my part, though I spoke the language I had been taught by English teachers. There was a big difference between England and the United States when it came to the language. So I was laughed at. So for the first couple of years in school, I was a pretty sad little girl, until I met a group of beautiful young girls. The Four Musketeers is what I call us. We are all striving for the best always in life. And the main example of that is today. Because let me tell you, abuelitas have friends that they keep for a lifetime. That's why Forever Friends is the show today. Now, with these girls, well, come on, we sat at lunch at the cafeteria. We went to the auditorium. We snuck out through the back door. We had ditching parties. We borrowed cars to go cruising. I mean, those were the times. And many of them, well, of course, we got caught. Oh, my goodness. But friendships are not just that, they are journeys. These are friends are not only the ones that you go and have a great time with, but are the ones that stick by you when the going gets rough. With these girls, well, let me tell you, I saw a lot of new things in life. We cried together through the hard times. We laughed until our tummies hurt. We did a lot. And one of them is my very special guest today. She is there for me time and time again through the years and has loved me exactly for who I am. That on itself is seldom and rare to come, especially to someone who is so open and non with no filters. So please, I'm gonna ask you to welcome this beautiful woman, not yet a grandma, but she is of grandma age. She is beautiful. She's a dancer. She was the hottie of our group. And you know what? That has not changed. So please welcome to Entre Abuelitas my adorable friend, Erika Iturra. Yay! Hola, mi amor. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, Lilia. It's a privilege to be here today with you and the
Oh,
others.
thank you, mi amorcito. Now, if you might tell our audience, who is Erika?
Well, Erica was brought to the United States by my parents, and we met in junior high.
Yes, we did.
And uh, we were both, you talked about being discriminated. I remember that a lot because in Argentina, we speak Spanish with with a Italian accent. And so even the Latin kids were making fun of my Spanish. Now I speak
Oh.
anything because I've been exposed to so many nationalities that my Spanish
Mm.
is not Argentinian. In fact, when I go to Argentina, they think I'm from este afuera, like from the
She doesn't belong.
from the province, from like a camp, from farm or something. It's really funny.
No, that is funny. But listen, we're going to start the show, and our conversation will flow right after you pick a number between 1 and 20. As you know, I have many journals. I mean, uh, I keep them back here so people will see that they all have something about my life in them. But I picked like 20 statements and I put them on a card just to get the conversation going. So if you pick between the number 1 and 20, let's see what it have to say.
Anyone? No, just kidding. One.
Isn't that blackjack? Yeah, one. Oh my goodness. One. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, this is very interesting. It says love doesn't mean staying. Sometimes it means walking away.
Wow.
What does that bring to mind?
That brings a lot of things. Uh Tough love, I've experienced it, having to get out of the way and allowing my loved one to have the dignity to figure it out for themselves, whether it was my ex-husband or my son. And it's tough because, how could you feel like you're turning your back on your loved one, but you're really not. You're getting out the way, letting go and letting God. That's what I call it.
Absolutely. Amen to that. He sees everything and no judgment. That's what I love about him. He's the only one. But let's go back before we proceed. I think I had remembered that a friend of yours just passed away, and I wanted to give you my condolences. What happened? Young.
Yes, he was younger than me, and it's a shock to all of us in the dance community because he was a wonderful person. Gen and he was a wonderful dancer. He's got all kinds of videos too, actually, and he was loved by everyone. Very kind person, and it's just a big loss for all of us. And then, not only that, but I lost my dad about a year and a half ago, and that was traumatizing. I don't know if I could ever recover from that, but um, the pain doesn't go away. Just learn to live without. And it's like, well, now that my friend passed, and knowing that we'll never dance again, it's very, very sad. Along with him, before, it's been so many friends. I remember the time when I didn't know anybody that died when we were young. And now it's like I don't know how much I could take because so many of my friends are passed.
You know, um, resilience, having God in our lives, having that spiritual connection like you do, and I know that you've said that you're not a practicing Christian and you're not like kneeling on church, steeples or anything like that, but you believe in God, you believe that there's that power that will see you through everything, and that truly, truly helps.
No one can tell me there is no God. I have a God of my own understanding, and I I have complete faith. It's not something I see, but I believe. And there's times where I've tested it. It's like if there is a God, I'm gonna find my friend's glasses in Miami because she had lost them. And it's like I finish saying that and I look up and I see a bling of light go up and boom, I walk over there. Her glasses. Who would have thought, And it's like that's a silly thing. But as along with that, just there's a God, you're gonna help my son get out of whatever trouble he's in.
Right.
Boom.
Before you go any further, I have to correct something because I was trying to think of the word and I said that you would kneel in a steeple. Will it be very hard to go up on a tower and kneel on that? I know that there's some obsessive personalities that might want to try that. I mean, I mean, they crawl on their knees, right? On that like 30, 40 mile up in Jerusalem or wherever it is that they go to pray, you've heard of that, right? So I'm sorry if I said steeple, but if you're not one to be kneeling in any church.
Well, I do pray. I believe in prayer. I believe in a match that happens between the paper and pen too. I have my God box. I
What is that?
a God box is it's just a regular box my son made in school. It's like a cigarette.
Oh,
Remember when our kids used to make little toys,
oh, yes.
wrap them
I still have things my daughter and my sister have made. Yeah.
and this cigar box he decorated, and I use that as my God box. And whatever I cannot handle, whatever is too difficult for me or a struggle, I put it in my God box. Like when I was getting a divorce, it was my divorce. I put it in my box. Then I thought I was going to lose my house. I put it in my God box. My son, I put him in my God box because he was so rebellious that I couldn't handle. And today he just turned 30 this week, and he's married, and he's happy. He has a good job. I mean, it's like I look at him sometimes like, what hell?
Well,
You know what I mean?
Erica,
A miracle.
um, it is a miracle. God works in such amazing ways that and he even talks to us because when we have that gut feeling about something, that's him prompting us to do something. But what I wanted to touch on was the fact that you are an amazing mother who put a lot of love and faith into your son's healing from substances. But that came from a different place. That came from your life. Tell us about that.
Well, because I've experienced addiction in the 80s, when everybody was doing this white powder that you thought you could
Never seen it. Don't know what it is. Hold still. I'll be right there.
Yeah, so I got in a bit of trouble because of it. And it wasn't like, I believe addiction is going down in an elevator and you choose. You don't have to get to the basement. You could get off in the middle or, like right at the beginning, but it's a choice that a lot of people don't think they have. And I'm fortunate that I was able to make a conscious decision and with God and ask for help and recovery. And
So, what kind of help were you able to ask and get?
I got on my knees, not up where you said earlier, but
Right.
just, I said, I can't handle this. I didn't have any tools. I didn't know about a God box. I have no step work, the 12 steps of AA that we use in Cocaine Anonymous. And it helped me, it gave me tools so that I could function a somewhat normal life and enjoy it, and I'm eternally grateful for these tools because it helped me uh, learn about tough love, about getting out of the way and letting God take over, and not in a
Were you were you in rehab?
I was in rehab for 28 days, and I started getting tools there, and I couldn't understand why people went out of their way to help other people that had problems, and I thought they got paid until I learned that, we carry the message, you know, and we carry the message of sobriety and it helps. And sometimes you cannot help people that don't want help because a lot of people need it, but you have to want it more than anything else in the world. It has to be
That's
number one.
That's the absolute truth. You have to really want it. You have to want to change your life. You have to commit to it, and because otherwise, life would have been just a living hell. And I am so very happy that you made that choice and that you were able to find people who were there for you. I mean, most of the people who work in these rehabs, are they also recovering addicts?
Yes, and that's the only people that I could actually um, talk to because I knew they understood. Because you can learn addiction from a book, but it's not the same thing. I don't feel it unless you lived it. You can feel it from a book.
What
So,
was the best advice, or what is the best thing that you got out of all of that? Because it took a lot of hard work on your part. It is not an easy drug to get off.
uh, it took a lot of commitment and prayer and having a conscious contact with my higher power through this, not getting, because I would get in my car and it would go on automatically to the dealer's house. And I didn't want to end up, on the streets. Drugs like that could really take you to a bad place. And I didn't want to disappoint my parents, and most of all, I did not want to disappoint myself. I didn't think I would live till to be 30. Even though what got me to program was not making it to work one morning, I realized I must really have a problem. And
Mm.
that's, I called my mom and I told her, but she already knew and I thought I was hiding it so well.
Oh my goodness, what did she say to you?
Says, there's places you can go for.
Ay, qué linda, qué
Oh,
linda.
very supportive of me. I miss her dearly. She died young though. She died at 72 of liver cancer. Uh, she almost died. She was a teenager of tuberculosis in South America.
And that wasn't that the time also around your grandmother also?
My grandpa died very young. My father's my grandmother on my father's side, died when he was like 5, and my maternal grandmother died when my mom was one of my aunts, and then my died. But then they found this medicine that helped, but it was very hard on the liver, caused hepatitis C, and then eventually cancer of the liver.
Well, there were multiple times in our lives, in our as humans, no, where there's been a tuberculosis outbreak, and I believe that the latest one, if I read it correctly, was in the 90s. It is something that even now we are still fighting. It's incredible to me sometimes because I think, there's so much progress being done live. I mean, we go to the moon, we go everywhere. I mean, families, you can buy your ticket over there, but we cannot find the cure to the common cold or anything else. It's like, what is going on? So I decided a couple years ago, and I can't wait for my anniversary on May 10th to give up on Western medicine and heal myself. And I'm almost 70, and it's been almost 2 years. And I tell you, I feel the best I have felt in a long time. Somehow, the physical well being also helped my mental well being.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was a huge struggle for me, when I had to have neck surgeries. And
Yes, I remember that.
I was on a morphine pump, afraid to press the pump because I was afraid to get high. And it was traumatic for me. But I survived. I
Do you know one thing, Erica, that I know about you? And I think that's why we are friends. We are both stubborn. We are both not going to ever give up. There is no way. We know where we have been. We know the things we've done. We know what we have learned, and we know exactly where we want to go. And that is the message that Entre Abuelitas wants to share with the younger generations. You have to really want to do something. You have to be strong enough in character to say, I'm giving this up. At the same time,
and I don't give things up. They
at
told
the same time, I'm sorry, but at the same time, that is what keeps us doing wrong sometimes. Yes or no? That determination to not give up. Hell no, I'm going to be a junkie the rest of my life. No, we decided no. We are moving on. But you got over all of that. You were a beautiful woman. You were only 30 years old, and now it was time to find Prince Charming. Tell us about that.
Yeah, but before that, they told me I wouldn't be able to work out or dance or do any
Oh.
like sports. And
Oh, yes, your neck. That's true.
yeah, nobody's gonna tell me what I can and cannot do. What I mean,
Doctor, go sit down in the corner, please. I have my own prescription.
I work out, I dance, I go on trips where we have to do a lot of walking and stuff, and I'm okay. I'm thankful. So when I turned 30, that's when I got it together. And my mom started with, "Oh, you better get married soon because you could still choose to marry." And I said, "Oh, I'm going to marry with head over heels in love, even if I'm 90 years old." So it took 5 years, and I met him. And it was a week after I had said, I had broken up with a boyfriend. And I said, "I'm never getting married. I'm never having kids." A week, but hey, I meet this guy, and we started going out. We got married 9 months later. I had a son, which was we got married in 93, and my son was born in 96 in January, just turned 30. And
And the moral of the story is never say never.
stay away from the definite. Oh, never. You know,
Excuse me.
you know.
Oh my goodness. Now, the only thing, you were married for a very long time. He is a sweet guy. Tell us what happened there.
Well, I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Uh,
Oh.
Drinking too much and doing things that did not
So, needless to say,
were not compatible to my lifestyle. And
it didn't work.
it didn't work. I tried for a very long time, and there were times where I would go and complain to my sponsor. He did this, he did that, and she would listen patiently, and then all of a sudden she'd think, "Oh wow, how often does he do these things? All the time. He does them always. It's constant." And then she pauses and says, "Well, you must like it." I go, "No, I hate it. I can't stand
Wow,
it."
what a great point.
"No, you like it. You like it. Because if you didn't like it, you would change." And then
You like that negative attention more than anything.
I realized I had a choice. I could change things. Like I changed my lifestyle. I could change it. So then that's when I filed for divorce.
But I know that you both are neighbors. Share that.
Yes, we bought a house in our marriage and we owned the house together, community property. And beginning it was a little struggle because, we have a back unit and he moved there. But, we've become pretty good friends. I say he's, I don't know him when I'm sick. He comes, he goes, "Hey, you need anything?" And vice versa. So we're there,
That's good.
there for each other.
Now, what's going to happen the day that your son walks into the room with his wife and says, "Hey, mom, we're pregnant. You're going to be a grandma."
I would say congratulations, but I'm packing more bags to go to Spain or Uruguay or Argentina. Because, I will love my grandchildren. I think, from what I see, it's like you even love them, you know, the same like
Mhm.
kids and sometimes even more from what I hear. But
Even more.
uh, um,
It is, you know why? It's because there's no more obligation, no more, and we have learned. If we had this knowledge when I was a parent, well, I would have been the best parent, and instead, well, I blew up a lot of good chances. Um,
started very young too.
I started very, very young. I've been married so many times, and it is incredible to say that at this point in time, I have been single for so very long, and life is just so amazing. There are so many things happening, but there is something that I know that you want to share with the public because you wanted. I asked you, what kind of advice would you give someone our age who doesn't look as beautiful and as thriving as you do? I mean, you have a great body, and today you can show me your guns. Can you please just lift your arm? Oh, but we can still see that there's a lot of work there. But a lot of our peers, well, they haven't had the opportunity to have a mellow life where they can go to the gym and exercise and do all these things. What do you say?
I think a lot of us forget about the most important person in our lives, which is ourselves, and to take care of ourselves. My mother used to say, God gave you one body, and you have to take care of that body because it's the only one you have until the end of your life. If you don't take care of that body, is not respecting God. And that has a lot of things my mother said had stayed in my mind, but that one is a very good one because even if I gained a little weight, well, she would say, "Te estás abandonando," you're abandoning yourself. And
I like the one.
it's a little brutal, but it helped me a lot. You know what I mean? The toughness.
You know what? I like that phrase that you always say, the one about the mirror.
Oh yeah, and a lot of times, what we do as mothers, with the magnifying glass, seeing what needs to be changed outside of ourselves, when in reality, in the program, I learned I have to take care of me first. It's kind of like when you're on a plane and they say put your mask on first, because if you pass out, you can't help anybody. If you're sick, if you get, if you don't take care of yourself from the inside out, you
Mhm.
sick. You can't take care of other people. So get rid
That's the
of the ass and pick up a mirror.
Pick up a mirror, look at yourself every morning and say, "Hey, I'm doing it for me, not for no one else." It takes a long time to learn that. The one thing I do have to the younger generations are a little more into that. They do think of themselves. Sometimes I think maybe too much. But this is life has truly changed. I mean, when you and I and the girls, the Four Musketeers, used to do things, there were no interruptions, there were no phones, there was no internet, there was nothing that could take that joy, that time away from us doing things and getting in trouble as much as we did. Because our mothers were on their toes 24/7.
Yes.
weren't they?
Yes, I guess kids now learn to take care of themselves, and but the negative thing is that they don't want to have kids now. The kids don't
Mm.
have kids, which is okay with me. I don't encourage. Um, the world is pretty crazy now, and I just it's a lot of work, and they're very expensive.
A lot of work and very expensive. You're absolutely right. But I am sure that the day that you do become a grandmother, I'm going to see a little drool just dripping here on the side of you. And you're going to go, damn, they told me, but I didn't believe it. It's when
I'm not sure about that. I'm of a different species.
you've never been that sentimental kind of a girl. No.
And not only that, it's me time. It's my time.
Yes.
I raised a child, I got married, and now it's time for me to enjoy my life with whatever I decide to do. And that's, going to events all over the place. I want to start going.
Talk to us about your dancing because what you just said is exactly what we want to share with all the women out there who are listening, who are in their 60s and 70s, and they go, "Oh yeah, no, there's no way I can walk. There's no way I can lose this weight. No, there's no way I can do it."
So
Yes, you can.
it's a choice. It's all a choice. You have to choose to change your life, and even no matter how far down the scale you have gone, uh, you can change it. You have the
And dancing helped change your life.
dancing. I've always danced, and dancing's not changed my life. It saved my life. 'Cause
Oh,
that if
oh, my friend.
I couldn't do drugs if I wanted to dance, because I wouldn't be able to dance. Alcohol I've never liked, so that was not a problem. But I knew that if I did drugs, I could dance. So I that stopped me from getting worse in my addiction in the 80s. But even through my divorce, I could have the worst day ever. But if I went dancing at night, even for that amount of time, even that one song, 3 minutes, everything would just dissipate and, would be okay for those 3 minutes. And that's all we need for healing sometimes, a few minutes a day doing love. And whatever I say that word, if you don't have a hobby, get one, whatever it is that you like,
Mhm.
and enjoy it to the max. And that,
I am. I actually joined a couple pool leagues. I play 8 ball, 9 ball, and 10 ball. And I was very happy when this past Friday, you have numbers in the associations. I'm a member in the American Professional Pool Association and the UPA United. But long story short, they give you numbers depending on your skill level. Well, I am a very low 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The higher you are, the better you are. And I played an 8 and I was able to beat him. I was so very happy. I was doing some incredible shots.
that's what I mean. The to get from accomplishing, you know, I don't compete or anything in dance, but I did at one time. In fact, there's a video of a friend of mine posted from 1978 dancing on Hot City.
Oh my God, Erica!
I couldn't
How
believe it. With the short hair. Remember me with the short
yes!
hair?
Oh, you had your hair was always it was beautiful. I mean, yeah, I remember.
Butch, and I looked like a twig. It listen, it's hilarious to watch, and I did aerials and everything, and it was fun. So I did dancing forever, and it's something that I truly, truly enjoy. I travel just to go dance. I go to New York. I just
I know you are always in New York. I even asked you. I said, "Do you have that many extra miles because you're always coming and going?" And you probably fly for free many times.
$5.60.
Oh my God!
Because like, do I have a like Southwest? Airlines have a card like Southwest or JetBlue, and
That's a great advertisement for them too.
oh, sorry,
That's okay. No, come on, J Blue. Come on, Southwest.
I can't that I have to pay that month with my credit card, so it accumulates. But I do have to
Absolutely.
month. So if I cannot afford it, I don't buy it. Uh,
Yeah.
so
That is so funny. $5.60.
if you buy tickets in advance, you don't need that many points, thousands of points, of course. But, the
Yes.
electrical bill last time was almost $1,000, because of the central heat and, uh,
What?
oh, yeah,
Wait, wait.
it's a lot. Water and power.
Did you see me just like boo boo because I couldn't talk? $1,000.
900 something, which is, I was
Listen, if my bill goes above 80, I'm screaming.
for water and power.
Yeah, well, I don't pay for water. I pay for power only.
And then I was
Is water so expensive?
water, power, and trash. You pay more.
My goodness.
Why you pay more for trash than you do for water and power for them to trash? If you look at your bill, it's incredible.
Wow.
Waste.
No, I don't pay for I live in a cubicle. I gave out, I sold my house and now I live in a cubicle.
It's better.
I mean, you can't beat the price, that's for sure. I might have to be moving around this set, like put a table here, put a chair there, and move it all around, but you do what you have to do. And I want to get to the people. I want to get out this podcast and this beautiful idea that us women who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, we are amazingly beautiful and smart. Uh, Let me ask you one thing. How do you think that the younger generations can build deeper friendships that will last forever? Or is that something that is not important?
Well, reach out. It is important. Human contact, and that's what this being on the phone all the time, you connect through the phone. It's not the same as holding somebody or seeing them in person and being able to give them a hello hug or even a handshake. There's a difference, and that's why I think dancing is the best because you have human contact and it's like
And at the end of the night, you say, good night, so long. See you next time.
yeah, la vista, baby. So, I want to go back to that bill. And the reason why is because I was in Europe and my son and my daughter-in-law stay here. And my son takes like 3 showers a day. He takes a shower when he wakes up. He goes to the gym, takes a shower. Then he takes a shower when he comes home.
He's a clean kid. You can't blame him for that.
What the fuck is I used to have to fight with him to take a shower when she was growing up. Look,
He has to impress the new wife.
fixed.
He has to. She might be putting her foot down about that too. You never know how things are now.
He hasn't paid for water either, so he doesn't see the bill.
He lives in an apartment just like I do. That's why. Erica, your final thoughts. We have gone so over time, but it's been such a beautiful conversation. You are such an amazing friend. I have to thank you for who you are, for who you have always been in my life. It is so funny to say, but not funny to feel that throughout all these almost 60 years of friendship, 60 years, if anybody out there can really have that number sink into their hearts, we have been friends more than most of you have been alive. And we have lived through so many times the death of our family members, our friends, our hard times. We've enjoyed tears, we've enjoyed laughter, we've enjoyed every minute that we are together. Though we're not the same people, and we have differences. It's how we handle the situation that changes the mode of the friendship. Friendships are gifts. Remember that. So unwrap them carefully and enjoy the present every single day of your life. Your final words to Entre Abuelitas, a piece of advice. What do you leave us with, Erica?
If I had a wish, I would wish I had listened to my mother more growing up. I friendship you keep by reaching out and loving, like you and I have done through the years and with our other two friends. We reach out, we go out of our way for each other when it's necessary. And uh,
You're there for each other. That's the absolute truth. So I love you dearly. You are a beautiful woman inside and out. I mean, we're not going anywhere. We're going all the way to the end. And, even then, even beyond, I thank you for being the beautiful woman that you are. Remember, everyone, this has been Erika Iturra, my guest. Thank you. I will be right back with you, Erika. And to all of you who are listening to Entre Abuelitas, remember, this abuelita might have not too many friends when she was young, but the ones she had, she kept for a lifetime. That's the way to do it. I love each of you. Thank you. Thank you for your company. Thank you for listening. Until the next time, this is Entre Abuelitas. I'm Liliana Montenegro. I love each of you. Keep on loving yourselves. Till the next time. Adios.